We're back in Cape Town and we're speaking now to the Department of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, and we have Deputy Minister Buti Manamela with us to talk to us about the role as co-partner and co-host of this event. Minister, why is this week so critical for the department?
Well, not for the department, but for the country and the world. We have used this GeoWeek, including the ministerial summit that's taking place at the end of the week. Firstly, I think to address issues around food security and how we can collaborate, as different countries, but also as different sections within all the countries, NGOs, civil society, young people with all their technological expertise and inquiring mind as to how we can use this platform to contribute into, the whole question of food security. But secondly, and I think more importantly, is an assessment of what happened since Canberra, where the last summit was held, and to think about the progress that, should have made since then. If you think about it since, I think it was around 2018, 2019, if not, we've had COVID, which completely devastated, the world. In our country, we've had floods. There are fires that are breaking all over. The climate is changing. You fly to Cape Town, the weather looks like Joburg. You fly to Joburg, the weather looks like Cape Town. People's crop are suffering because of deforestation, drought, and all of that. So basically, under this roof, what we're trying to do is take stock of Canberra and the kind of progress we've made in terms of data sharing, because that's what at the center of it. If China or Japan or California or London has some sort of information that could help us here, and in exchange we can also share that information with them. That's what GEO is all about. And I think finally to look into the new strategy. Where are we going? How do we respond to the different challenges that are posed by the technology which we've developed, which is able to tell us where we're going. And so those are, I think, for me, the three key things. And our department is, through the South African National Space Agency, the CSIR, but also through our different universities and universities of technology, we are doing our bit to, strengthen data collection, to also provide that data to the public. On a daily basis, when you turn on the news on SABC, you get the weather. There's a lot of science that's involved in there. But it's not only about that. When the pilot flies their plane from here to Joburg, they have to know what's the space weather. They have to know if there is not going to be, some fireball that would be, flying through their route, and that's the kind of information the South African National Space Agency provide. We've got here the Council for Geoscience, which provide all sorts of information, to potential miners, to existing miners, and so this is not just a get-together. I think this is about how do we enhance what we already have, how do we make an impact into the economy, how do we change people's life, how do we make sure that people sleep quietly and safely at night.
And we've been hearing a lot about the youth being involved. It's the first time that the youth will make a declaration at the end of this week. Africa has the youngest population on earth, and Africa will be the most impacted by climate change. We're already seeing it as all those examples you mentioned. How do we ensure that the youth plays a critical role in what happens from here on out?
Well, actually, the youth is already playing a critical role. I've been walking around this exhibition. I've seen young people who've developed technology that helps, villages in the countryside to track cattle, to address the issue of stock theft. I've seen, technologies that young people generated that give cheaper wireless connectivity in the villages. And so it is, I think, about time that we profile that role that young people have played. I've personally gone with young people to the South African National Space Agency, to Hartebeespoort, where we have one of the 3 available satellite capabilities that is able to tell you how do you get from here to Cape Town Stadium, which we simply call GPS. So the fact that we have those things here, the fact that India, when it launched its motor into space, relied on South African capability, that we're collaborating with NASA in terms of these capabilities, it means that young people have got an even added advantage. South African young people have an even added advantage, and that's why we want to use this platform to profile our technological space and also our global observation space, and say, from young people, what role do you want to play? How do you want to contribute, given all this that we know? And I think that we have done quite well so far, and I see young people's role into the future even more significant.